Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up your Rapesco hole punch to use for your planner inserts. I'm going to show you for the personal and the A5 size, but if you do have a pocket size, you can follow the same steps to get it set up. To give you a little bit of an idea of the size comparisons, in case you're not currently aware, we have Filofax and Kiki K. So Filofax, the pocket size, is the equivalent of the small Kiki K. The personal Filofax, which is the same as the compact Filofax, is the same size as medium Kiki K. And A5 Filofax is the same as the large Kiki K. Now, to get started, the things that you will need are any color of washi tape, whatever you have, or if you have some other kind of tape that will stick on, just try to make sure it's not black so that you can make sure it's bright enough for you to see. You will need one personal size pre-made page and one A5 size pre-made page. So for the personal, I did take one out of Filofax. For the A5, I took it out of my large Kiki K. You will also need one ready to punch dashboard or page for both personal and A5 size. And of course your Rapesco. So as you can see, I already do have my tape on here on my Rapesco. That is what our final product is going to end up looking like. I actually do have two pieces on there for the pocket size, which is the small Kiki K, which are these two end ones. So I'll give you a quick little idea of how I did that, but it's essentially the same thing as what we're going to do. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is take off the bottom of your Rapesco. So I've already cleaned mine out, just make sure there's no little scrap pieces of paper hanging out in there. Now, one more thing I did forget to mention you'll need is a pair of scissors just to cut off your washi tape. So just pause me for a quick second and go grab a pair if you don't have a set close. And now that you are back, the next thing that we need to do is cut out a little piece of our washi tape. So it doesn't need to be much, just enough to make those little slots. So once you have it cut out, what I did is just slit them like this. So there's one piece, and there is a second. So I mean, I cut off a little bit more than I needed. You can definitely just cut it in half if you cut a piece that's the right size. So here are your pieces, and these are how we are going to set them on. So what you need to do first is remove the bottom from your Rapesco. So it just snaps on, you just need to pull it off, and once it's off, you'll have your bottom right here. So you can see where it's going to punch the holes. I'm not really going to use the bottom set at all, I'm just going to focus on the top here. So the first thing you need to do, and this will happen all the time, so just kind of make sure you're constantly updating this, is pushing this all the way up. You don't need to push hard. If it's already in place, then it's fine. But you will find that as you are punching, sometimes it will come down a little, and if it does come down, that will make your holes out of place. Trust me, I have done this a bunch of times, and sometimes you don't even notice until you're done punching everything you want to punch. And just take it from me, every time you remember to push it up. Try to remember every single time you're going to punch something. So anyways, the next step here, you can just kind of set your little pieces aside. So I just set them on the side of my base. So the next thing you're going to do is flip your Rapesco upside down, and you are going to flip your sheet upside down and place it right on in the slots here. So what you are looking to do is just make sure those holes line up inside the holes for the hole punch, which is what we have done. So the Rapesco holes are a little bit bigger than the holes that you're going to see in your Filofax. So just try to line it up as centered as possible, and I hole punch it to hold it in place. Now what you're going to do is grab one of your little slits, and you are just going to tape it right on here at the bottom. So try to put it right as close to the page as possible. Just stick it on. You can take your page out, push this down, and voila, you can just stick it on. There is your marker. So it is going to be the same for the top and the bottom on both the A5 and the personal. So now you can see if we pop it in there and we line it up, if you punch it, you'll punch right over the hole, so you're right in the perfect spot. And in order to do the top pages, you just need to flip it upside down. So once it's flipped, we can line it up. Once it's lined up here, sorry, this page doesn't want to go in very well. Once it's lined up here, all you need to do is just hole punch, and you can see we've hole punched right on top of the Filofax holes. Now, as I mentioned, these holes are bigger than the pre-cut Filofax ones, so you will see a slight difference in that aspect. And it's not punching very well right now, but just make sure you're pushing it all the way down and you'll get those full holes in there. Now, the reason that I chose to use a KDK page as my A5 is just to show you, depending on which planner you're using, the A5 pages for the Filofax actually fit in the KDK exactly the same. But as you can see, the holes aren't in the same place, and the KDK page in the back here is a little bit taller and not quite as wide as the Filofax A5. They are very similar. Try to get it zoomed out here so you can see. So it's not a very, very big difference. And I use the A5 Filofax size in my KDK all the time. You don't really notice a difference at all. But I just wanted to show you that if you are using both, you'll need to have two separate sets of holes set up. Or if you are using one or the other, you'll know that they're not quite the same size. So you do exactly the same thing. I'm going to use the A5 Filofax one, as that's what I've already had set up on mine. So you just pop it in here, line up the holes, and once they are lined up, you just press down. So I had it right in the center there, and just grab your piece of tape. So once you do have that tape on there, again, you can just let go. You can push your tape down, try to make sure that it is on there straight. And once you have it on, then you are good to go. So now you can try it on the other side of your A5 if you'd like. Remember to push your bars up just to make sure they're in place, and always remember the top one is for your personal, the bottom one is for your A5, just in case you do have both on there. So what you're going to do is put your A5 sheet in, line it up with the tape that you just placed on, and punch it. And you can see it's perfectly across from the holes that came in it. You're just going to flip your page upside down, pop it in, and line it up. Punch it, and there you go. So if you bring your planner over, just open up the rings, pop in the holes that you just punched, and as you can see, it's a perfect fit. So that is how you get it set up. Now if you do use a pocket size or the small KDK, you just grab a planner here. So essentially what I did is, so you take out a page from the pocket size, and now this is the only time you're actually going to use both the top and the bottom. So you're going to flip it upside down, pop it in, and line, oops, sorry, you want to push the holes all right into the middle there. So you want to pop it in, line the holes up centered in the Rapesco here. So as you can see, they're right in the middle, centered in all of the holes, and you're going to punch. Now you would have needed 2 more pieces of tape if you wanted to add this on, so you're just going to tape one here on the top and one here on the bottom, and now that is going to be how you have to punch the pocket ones every time. Just put it in, line it up with those 2 pieces of tape, and you're ready to punch. You just have to remember that you have to push those in for the pocket and push them back out for the personal and the A5 size. So that's pretty much all that you need to do in order to get them set up. If you do have any questions, you can definitely leave a comment below. I'd be more than happy to help. The only thing that I can stress is if you do have more than one size on there, always remember when you are going to punch that the top one is personal, the bottom one is A5, because I definitely have made that mistake, as well as always remembering to push this up every single time you're going to punch something. After a few punches it doesn't tend to have a problem, but if you are punching laminated things, sometimes it will get a little stuck. Sometimes one of these bars will get stuck down and you just have to kind of use something to pry it back up, and in doing so you can get it to nudge down a little. So let's go ahead and punch out our dividers. So the reason that I chose dashboards as the thing I'm punching is to show you with the lamination. So it is set up for the page size. I make my dashboards be the same size as the pages, so the piece underneath is the same size as the pages, but as soon as you add the lamination on, it's actually a little bigger. So you want to make sure you're not using the bottom of the lamination to line up, but you're actually pushing down to use the bottom of the paper. So that's what you're going to line up with your tape, and you'll punch. So it's a little harder. You'll feel it a little harder to punch once you are putting it through lamination, but still pretty easy. And we'll just line it up to use the other side as well. Again, make sure to do it on the paper, not on the lamination. Push it through. Definitely made that look a little harder to punch than it is. Grab your personal size planner and you can pop it on in there. So it fits perfectly. Now, again, with the A5, you would do the exact same thing. Just get it punched and then it will fit in. So I'm going off the pink tape because the gold tape I just put on is in the wrong place for A5. Flip this over. Grab my A5 planner and voila, you can pop it on in and it fits perfectly. You can close it, it moves perfectly. And just to show you in the Kiki K, on over, you can pop it on in and it fits perfectly in here as well. So it just sticks out a little more. Let me pop it on the front to show you. So if you close everything, pop it on in the front here. And it still looks great being right on the front. Let me just lift this up to show you. So that is the end of the video. In case any of you are wondering which planners I had used in this video, I have the Patent Fuchsia Filofax Original Impersonal. I have the Patent Nude Filofax Original in A5. I have the pocket size Malden Filofax. I love the feel of this one, it's so soft. And I have the large Kiki K. It is a black one with the zigzag design in here. Gotta admit, I love the large size Kiki K a little bit more than I like the Filofax A5s, but I'm a little biased towards Filofax because it's where I started out with. So I still have a love for them as well. But if you guys have any questions, like I said, just leave them in the comments below and I'd be more than happy to help you guys. Thank you for watching and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.